what's up? What's up? Hi, welcome on in. Let me know if the sound quality is okay. Mic check 2 1 2. Give me an ear emoji if you can hear this. Today is going to be some interesting topic, but I'm going to give it like 5 minutes so I can get some people to come on in, maybe 10 or 20, depending. Today is going to be an interesting lesson. Come on in if you're just coming on in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. If you're finding this on your For You page, this is for you. Sound is low for me. I don't know what to do, but I am speaking up, so I am trying to speak up. This is the loudest I can go. I'm not a loud talker. Make sure you have your headphones in, your volume up. If you got background noises, make sure you turn them off so you can hear this message. In order to hear this message, you have to connect with me. And by connecting with me, think of me in light, light deals with sound. So travel my sound through your light so you can hear me properly. So today's topic deals with like inner child, inner work, shadow work, and your imagination, visions, and yeah, I'm gonna give it like a couple of more minutes. Those who are watching after the live, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you comment. Feel free to always comment on your experience if it resonates with you. I do not mind. I do not judge. This is a free judge zone place. Everybody is safe. We are divinely protected. So feel free to come on in and to be yourself. So yeah. Make sure you vision yourself in light. Make sure you envision yourself angelic light form. Okay? But I hope everybody's doing okay. Hope you're doing alright. I've been, for those who are already joining in and already listening, um, I've been just sitting with spirit for the past couple of days. Um, I allowed my inner child to express herself freely and willingly to bring out balance of the what's happening in reality. So the reason why I'm coming to you about your inner child is because most of you are forgetting who you are, or forgetting your inner child, or feel like you are being forgotten about your inner child. My inner child told me to tell you that there is pain, but the answer is inside of the pain that we go through. We are not the same consciousness throughout the day or the same consciousness twice. We are always evolving in new consciousness. Consciousness is energy. How how can you feel energy? Energy is movement. Energy is atom. Energy is what you imagine. Really, how can you imagine something if you have never seen it before? Start asking your inner child, or start asking spirit, what is it that it is seeing? What is it that it's envisioning? Or what's it's getting its information from? Spirit or your inner child is going to break down that information by becoming that information. How does your inner child or spirit becomes that information without seeing it? There is a DNA that you unlock within you, within your subconscious, that triggers your inner child to think of itself to become this energy, to understand this object. Like when technology came out, there was an evolution to technology. How we learned how to operate through cell phone, through communication, because we had to stay communicated. We had to stay Bluetooth. We had to stay connected. So by us staying connected, we created devices that can help us communicate and stay in touch with the inner selves and the world around us. How did we get the information? Where did like technology come from? Technology was already, its program was already downloaded within our subconscious, within our DNA. One of our ancestors had to unlock that that information. How it became technology. It made its energy into technology. We make our ancestors' energy into, or really, our ancestors make up their energy into something that we can project onto this 3D plane, onto this 3D perspective that we could see of them. So, therefore, our ancestors is our inner child. Our inner child is our godly version of us. We have what you call a masculine and a feminine type of energy. One consciousness is operating on like the Luciferian, the devil-like concept, the good or really the bad versus the good, and the female is operating on the darkness. The male is operating on light. The male is the ego, the woman is the spirit. The woman is the spirit of the reflection of the ego of the man. So when putting, woman operates on the east and the man operates on the west. Putting two to two together, you get north and south, which north operates in the future, south operates in the past. The east operates in vision, which the woman operates in vision. She's inside of you. She is a reflective of your life. She is, you are her, I guess I want to say, the moon version of her, and she is the sun version of you. It's kind of like what Timberland made that song, The Morning After Dark. It was a representation of darkness and light, the moon and the sun, of how the man, the masculine, and the female, the feminine, can basically become an eclipse, can create a whole trinity with a child, so to speak. And then this child is the projection, the symbolic of this masculine and feminine. So if you have a son and the father is operating on the west side of the hemisphere of the brain, of the subconscious or the consciousness, you have the son who is the inner vision of that father figure, and also the inner vision of that feminine figure, that mother figure. So it's hard to look at it that way, but especially if you don't have a child, but like just observe how children behave, observe how children use their imagination. We can kind of operate on our adult subconscious the same way, is by triggering the adult being a child by strictly putting it under rules, morals, values that it can follow. But our inner child don't like to follow rules. Our inner child is the creator of our world. Our inner child what gives us love and hope and kindness, and it shows us what we wish that everybody around us could be like. Okay, so when we want to reflect on operate on love, well, we gotta ask ourselves, what is love? How do I become love? How do I get love? Love isn't really what you see, it's what you really feel. So think about what you love about that person versus what you see of that person. If you feel a connection, like a vibe or a frequency, obviously that person is subconsciously transmitting you energy of love, of true essence of love. And you are accepting that love, that frequency. You are accepting that person for who and what it is, regardless of the image that is projecting onto you. You are reflecting the image that's on the inside. You're reflecting the spirit that reflects to you. You are connecting to its spirit. You are recognizing that it is a conscious experience having a spirit. And then that spirit is having a human like experience, which is love. When you are when a character is in the video game, the character is not gonna know it's in a video game. It's only gonna know its own perspective of reality, of what it sees. It knows that it needs to unlock certain levels to get to a certain frequency to become greater than what it's pictured to be. First, it's unaware. It knows that it's there, but it has no clue why it's there. Then it becomes aware. Then it realizes it has a consciousness. Hello, welcome on in. Hi. So, oh God. Then it became the consciousness. Therefore, it was an NPC realizing that it's a character inside of a machine, so to speak. If you want to put it that way. Back in, yeah, right there. So as you like upgrade your consciousness, you are starting to wanting to project that consciousness that's within you. You don't look like the consciousness that is outside of you, that was already birthed here in the beginning. You're trying to look like the consciousness that isn't from here, so to speak. Like, I realize the reason why we can see certain spirits is because it's a frequency or some type of reflection or representation of us during that point in time which we was alive, and it's just communicating us. And I don't know, it's something I picked up on. And the more I keep studying about spirits and actually being involved in the world, you start to get information that you can't really get from here. Only spirit is allowed you to tell this information if spirit is comfortable with you holding this knowledge. Like, remind you, knowledge is never lost. It's up to you how you can access that knowledge again by going through your library, which is your subconscious, aka your inner child, I guess, or your ancestors, or your gods or goddesses. But like, your you have to allow the you have to allow your inner child to envision itself becoming these consciousness. You cannot control where the consciousness goes. You just have an idea of where you're trying to put your energy towards. Like, you know your north, south, east, west constellation, but you have no idea how they operate within inside of you. But you know how they operate outside of you by what you are viewing, what is projected onto you already. So you only know projection. You don't know inner knowledge just quite yet until you let go of all the consciousness who gave you these ideas of other consciousness. Learn to accept the one you already have, which is within you, which is through love and understanding love, which you are becoming love and light at the same time. And the only way to do that is going within by shutting down 10% of your brain, giving God that 10% so you can access 20 and you can be everywhere. Not a lot of people can do that by envisioning. But to order to become everywhere, you have to accept that you are everything and like everything all at once. It's just accepting it is what it is. That you are God energy, you know, or you are an image of God. So now you're trying to go back to source, trying to be source, to become source. Source is you. How to become source? Literally, give God that 10% consciousness, which is the negative, which is the bad side of you, which is the devil like consciousness of you. You can still choose to operate in the double light consciousness and the Luciferian consciousness. It's only in a matter of situation based off the chaos that is provided for you. You get information quickly if you're operating on a lower perspective, you can understand duality. You can understanding of being one and being something and being nothing at all. It depends on what's nothing to you and it depends on what's something to you. This technology is nothing because why? It's not going to go anywhere where I'm going, where I evolve. The information is going to evolve subconsciously as I travel wherever it is that I'm traveling into the other realm. But the whole thing, this, this avatar of this and this 3D pen is going to be something totally different in another realm. It has its own consciousness of what it's going to look like. We're trying to figure out what it's going to look like before it even has its own consciousness of learning what it looks like. We cannot control ones and zeros. We can only become one or we can become a zero. It's that simple. It's not that simple. Well, it's simple if you allow that information to flow through you frequently. Information is a frequency. Like me, I'm a frequency. I'm bouncing off your energy like a wall, while you're bouncing off my energy like a wall. You're reciprocating the information that you like, so you are storing it down into your subconscious, so later that you can see it project or process in reality. That's how you can really exit the matrix. But they don't want to tell you that. They want to keep you asleep. Or you want to keep yourself asleep. You're keeping your inner child asleep because of its first consciousness that was born here. Like, you have to reprogram its mind by allowing it to feel what it thinks what something is. Hey, you want to ask your inner child, what does a bear look like? Do I look like a bear? Or how can I picture myself a bear? Uh, do what we did in school. Like, the teacher would show us the lessons, like the information. It's the teacher is programming us the information on how to become a bear, and then the teacher gives us life like the teacher gave us like these pop quizzes, right, to see if we was paying attention of how this bear was created, or like stuff like that. So then apply it to your inner child to see if it knows how to operate in that frequency. Because bears has a higher euphoria, or like a higher consciousness, like any other animal does. But they say we're their highest. I can, okay, you can say that, but I'm not judging anybody's perspective of life. But okay, but yeah, that's what I kind of got from my inner child this week. She was just talking. I was like, okay, I'll allow you to speak. Only because I felt bad for her. Because I was shutting her down a lot. And then as soon as I told myself, or asked my spirit, when I let go of evil, I was like, alright, what does my inner child look like now? She's evolving into a teenager type subconscious, which we are an adult, but like the evolution of the mind, how it works is kind of, it's nerdy that I can break it down and I can understand the subconscious and the conscious mind. Like, it's possible for us to see our future. It's also possible for us to live by what we see. And by living by what we see, going against the grind of the vision is doing something totally outside of that matrix to actually bring that vision into fulfillment. Is by going outside of it. Is by constantly keep thinking, okay, alright, we already lived that part. Now keep going. What else can we do? It's traveling. You're traveling. You're a traveler. That's what you're here for on my on my channel, so I can teach you, or you want to learn how to travel, or you want to understand why you're traveling, or whatever the case may be. That is your information. That is your download. That is what you are allowing to be in your subconscious. Like, I'm everywhere and everything. I'm everywhere and nothing at all. Some of you are watching me on your phone. Some of you are watching me on your television. Some of you are watching me on a laptop right now. And some of you are watching me on, like, any other device. Half of you have an iPhone right now, and half of you are operating on Android. I bet you the ones who are watching me right now are watching me on the iPhone. How? I asked my spirit, what are they watching me on? Spirit said iPhone. And I'm like, okay. But then again, we know that there's another outcome that could possibly a different answer. So we also do accept that path and take on that path that I'm also on a different device. So that way I'm not limiting my subconscious. I'm expanding my subconscious and devices. It's a fucking genius. AI, they know what they're doing. It's, if you can't see it, you can see it. God said, let those hear, let those see it. And then that's all I can do. I'm like, okay. So hopefully you can get that information. But yeah. So if you're having trouble visioning, like I said, grab objects. If you have trouble visioning what a feather looks like, grab a feather. Okay. How do you not? Which feather do you know what color to pick? Okay, ask Spirit what color. Spirit told me to pick a black feather. And then I kept asking Spirit why. Spirit says the black feather represents your darkness. It's represent you being lighter than darkness. Not becoming, you're being lighter than darkness. This is another representation of me. It has movement now because I'm giving it movement. Before, now it doesn't have movement. Now that I pick it up, it's being moved. It has motion. It has energy. But the same way. Plants are the same way. It's fucking simple. I'm like, how come I get the shit? Like, I don't know why I get it. But not everybody is up to date. So, yeah. So, when you are having an object in front of you, close your eyes, put the object in front of you, put it in front of the light. The light is giving you a reflection of what it is in your mind. So, it's downloading it into your pineal gland subconsciously without you being aware. So that way, later on, when you go to dream or have visions, you have it in your mind of what it looks like. What you do with it, having intentions with it, is totally up to the spirit, not you, not the desire of flesh. Totally up to the spirit. You might want something, but the spirit is going to need something to have this object operate in a different way. We cannot always control the outcome. We can always control the income, like what goes in, what information we receive, and what not to receive. Your ear is going to pick up something that is going to catch your attention. Therefore, I am penetrating, like how God did, penetrating your like your pineal gland. I'm penetrating your third eye. I'm giving you some type of awareness or some type of download. Yeah. But yeah. Hopefully you can get it. It's gonna take a minute to process the information. The child is listening, which is the spirit. It's up to the child to receive that information and to collect it. The child is realizing it has a program in it, and it is now the creator of that program because it is aware of it. It's very, very simple. Just think a little deep. Ask yourself questions. Yourself is fine. Yourself is not here to harm you. If anything, is here to uplift you. Oh, well. I was going to say something about it. Let me keep that to myself. But, yeah. I think that's all I kind of have to say. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's more. Because I did get visions and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if I would have said. I never really, like, I do, but it's like weird. These type of visions, not everybody's gonna understand them. So, yeah. But, I don't know. I think that's it for right now. I might come on a little later. I don't know. I want to come on twice. or like stay a little longer, but then I'm like, I can't. I can't. I got like some studying to do. But yeah, this is just like an intro, part one, kind of, sort of, until I come back up there. But yeah, I'll catch you next time on my live.